My grandfather asked his son, so my father at a young age, what is the most dangerous animal in the zoo? I always figured he was confused when the reply he received was the human, and I suppose the reasoning behind the answer is quite obvious to him now. My father enlightened me with his wisdom growing up. His stories and adventures have interested me more than anything else. I remember he told me that after he was saved, two officials from Japanese Ministry of Transportation interviewed him because he was the sole survivor of the Japanese Tizitsum. He told them his story, detail by detail, from the beginning to the end, leaving nothing out. When my father was a child, a family friend of his taught him how to swim, though my grandparents weren't too fond of the water. My father got his name from a swimming pool, piscine, named after the pool in Paris, Piscine Molitor. Growing up in India was nothing short of a paradise for my father. His dad, so my grandfather, ran the Pondicherry Zoo, and my father spent the majority of his childhood there. It is there in the zoo where he observed details, which would then later on save his life in the future. He subconsciously learned the tendencies of terrestrial animals and how to make them feel safe around humans. My father is a Hindu, Christian, and a Muslim, and he practices these faiths all the time. Born a Hindu, took up Christianity at age 14 and became Muslim at 15. I believe it was in the 1970s when my father and his family decided to move to Canada, and it was at this point when his adventures began. It's funny to think that before I even existed, my father already had known so much. You see, the cargo ship that was carrying Dad over sank. In the midst of all the chaos, my father landed on a boat with a zebra, hyena, orangutan, and a Bengal tiger. Needless to say, the animals fought to the death until the tiger. Richard Parker and my father were left, surviving off of 31 rations, 124 cans of water, and the tools he located. My father lived for 227 days as a castaway. It's pretty incredible to me. He tamed the tiger with a whistle found on a life jacket and became close to Richard Parker. My father is strong-willed. When he gave up hope, he pushed until he saw the light, which pulled him back. He encountered cannibalistic men and tanks which obviously passed, crushing all his optimism towards being saved. I've heard endless times the astonishment my dad felt when the officials didn't believe his story, but then again, who would? My dad's boat was washed up on a Mexican island and was taken into hospital and taken care of. He says that after a week he was able to walk and that Richard Parker ran off when they hit the shore. The interviewing men told my father of their doubt in his story, and so he altered the characters from from animals to humans. They believed him, finally. I admire my father in every way possible. I believe the most dangerous animal in the zoo was him, in fact, because no creature has the strength and drive to survive what my father has overcome. I really do love my father.